Hi there, everyone. It's Gloria with Glory B Resale, and I'm here to do a What's Sold video from June 23rd to July 6th. So let's get started. First item to sell on eBay was this Talbot blue cardigan button-up women's sweater, and this sold for $20. Cost to me on it was $3. Next item to sell was this Rosebud Mining um, baseball cap, and this sold. I took an offer of $18.50. Cost to me on it was $1. Next item to sell was this studded die-cut white genuine leather belt, and this sold for $15. Cost to me on it was $1. Next item to sell was this Italian ceramic glazed pottery, this big lip turtle, and with the covered dish, opens up at the top. And this sold for $55.25. The cost to me on it was $10. And this person absolutely loved this quirky turtle and its big red lips. Next item to sell was this sleeveless hooded women's vest, and this sold for $15. The cost to me on it was $3.99. Next item to sell was this Hazel Atlas Beehive with the green lettering, two-piece shaker set, flour and sugar. And these I sent out an offer for $50.50. The cost to me was $10. This is another one the person just raved about these. They loved them. Next item to sell was this L'Oreal Revitalift Vitamin C Serum, and this sold for $21.50. The cost to me on this was $2.95. This is in a little experiment I bought out. I bought a bunch of stuff at the Rite Aid that was closing down, and I was able to get a deal with. They marked it looked like they marked a lot of stuff, everything up before they put it on sale, but it was still um this stuff was 70% off and then another 50% at the register at the end. And the makeup, I got some lipsticks and makeup. Um, that was 90% off and another 50% at the register. So we'll see. Some of these ones that are 70%, they marked them up so high that, and there was the competition out there was low, so they're not going to be big profits. But I wanted to give it a try. Next item to sell. I have had this dress forever. Definitely I had it for a while in Boston also. And this is an expensive brand, I think from London. The brand is Real, Weill, but this floral chic dress, I could not get rid of it. So somebody sent me an offer for $22 and I took it because I have $7.99 into it. I wanted my money back and I'll take whatever little bit else I get, but it was time to get my money back out and spend it somewhere else. Next item to sell was this Olay Eyes, and this I sent out an offer of $13.59. And the cost to me on this was $7.94. This was very high. Um, I think they had this marked at like $50, maybe a little bit more, 52. And that's not the comparisons online, so um, I had to go competitive and just get my money back out, which is what I did. I probably only made like $2 and change on it. Next item to sell was this Van Heusen Studios multicolor floral sleeveless linen blouse. And this, I took an offer of $15. It is the end of July and it is a summer blouse. So I took an offer of $15. Cost me on it was $2.99. Very pretty blouse. This person also raved about their purchase. They were very happy with it. Next item to sell was this Esprit knit top, and this sold for $15. And the cost to me on it was $1. Over to Poshmark, so this vintage green John Ashford embroidered golf sweater. Got the golf ball on the tee embroidered on the front. And this sold for $24. Cost me was $6.49. Next item to sell was this vintage wool multicolor poncho, and this sold for $28, and the cost to me on this was $3.50. $3.25. The next thing to sell was this SK Apparel little kids skatewear sweatshirt, and this sold for I took an offer of $12. The cost to me on it was $2.99. Next item to sell was this North Face lightweight t-shirt, and this sold for $10. And the cost to me on this, I believe, was $4.99. So I made no money. I've had it forever. Happy to see it gone. Uh, Next item to sell was this Calvin Klein coral bell sleeve sheath dress, and this sold for I took an offer of $15. Cost to me on it was $1. Next item to sell was this Athleta black white dress, and this I've had also forever. I'm gonna say this was I feel like I've had this maybe a couple years into Boston. So let's say I've had this for like 4 years. I could not sell it to save my life. It is an extra small. Someone sent an offer of $15. I took it because the cost to me on it was $4.99. So got my money back and a couple of more dollars. That's about it. Next item sold over a Macari, and that's this Talbot's plus petite black white sweater, not kind of a nautical look. And this was a 2XP merino wool, and it sold for $29. And the cost to me on this was mm, cost to me on this was $4. Next item to sell was this half moon wood shelf, and this sold for $30, and the cost to me on it was $1.99. The next item to sell, we are at Etsy right now, was this little Scotty dog cookie jar, and this sold for $35. Cost to me was $3. Next item to sell was this double wooden bird dove candle wall sconce, and this sold for $139. Cost to me on this was $22. The next item to sell was these vintage pair of shelf corbels, Pennsylvania Dutch hot cutouts, and these sold for $29, and the cost to me on these was $2. And the last thing to sell, and if you wouldn't mind, I would really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. It helps me out and, makes it doing these worthwhile. This is a pair of chalkware kittens. They sold for $24. Cost me on them was $2. And that is everything that sold from June 23rd to July 6th. So as you can tell, a lot of these things, I'm just clearanced out because it's July. People are not, everybody's kind of lowballing, and I'm not looking to hang, especially clothes. I'm not all that excited to hang on to a lot of them. So anyway, I hope that your sales are doing wonderful, and that's it for now. Thanks for watching.